ng ating lahi na sa palad mo. Ipagpatuloy mo, galing ng Pilipino, galing mong natatag, ipagyamanin mo. Oh, 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 galing ipagpatuloy mo.
Good morning! Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat and welcome to the third episode of Tao at Serbisyo, ang galing ng Pilipino for the year 2022. The month of March, as most of us know, is dedicated to women. This year, the Philippines is culminating the 6-year theme, We Make Change for You. We Make Change for Women, alongside the sub-theme, Agenda ng Kababaihan tungo sa kaunlaran, or Women's Agenda Towards Progress. In today's episode, however, we will do a crossover of last month's theme on arts and this month's theme on women. So we call it Women in Art. Our guest is someone outside Baden-Württemberg for the first time. Meron tayong kapitbahay. She's from Düsseldorf. She is one of the 13 Artist Awardee of the Cultural Center of the Philippines. The 13 Artist Award is actually something that started as a curatorial project of the CCP in the late 70s, but has since then become a highly respected triennial awards program that salutes progressive and innovative artists of the day. So, huwag na natin pahabain. Let me call in now our guest, Miss Sandra Torrijos. Magandang umaga. Guten Morgen, Sandra.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat at Happy Women's Month sa inyong lahat.
Same to you, Sandra. Happy Women's Month. Para po dun sa mga nanonood sa amin, actually si Sandra po I met her only last summer when I went to Düsseldorf for the first time through my friend Sandra, Sharon Weigel. Shout out to Sharon. So that was one of those summer escapades where I had a breakfast in Mönchengladbach through my ex-colleague Mila, lunch in Düsseldorf, and dinner in Cologne. Well, anyway, so what got you started into painting, sculpture, and could you share with us a bit of your sketches? So, lipat ako and I will show them your sketches habang let me see if I could. Okay. So, I see here some early sketches, I guess, of yours.
Yeah, that's the River Rhine from Benrath Slot.
So how did it all started, Sandra?
Okay. Well, as a child, kumbaga, lagi kami naglalaro sa kalye and we did so much, no? We would create bangkas and put matchsticks there and let it flow along the canal. So that was during rainy season, and then also we would play with mud and we would do drawing. So it was a very creative childhood, I must say, and we did so much in the street, no, playing and all that. So I think that started it. But eventually, I got into the College of Fine Arts and enrolled in visual communications. But after that, immediately talaga ang puso ko nasa painting eh. So I painted. Started to paint, and sculpture came into the process also. So that was a kind of a complementary process for me.
Okay. So okay, I'll try to share again the paintings. I just wanted them to see you up close and personal. Wait lang, ha? Okay, so you were earlier saying this is on the river, and then here I see the second picture must be the Cologne Cathedral.
Yeah, one of the towers of the cathedral. Yeah, that was in 2006 siguro yan. So.
And here I see.
Yeah, that's in land, and you see two human beings there playing, a child and a father, and a cafe. So I always make drawings everywhere I go, on the spot sketch.
Okay, the next picture I can already see is this also man, woman, or the two boys playing?
Two women playing ball.
Two women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably influenced by the football season here.
Okay. And here I can already see, well, because I guess some people have already seen your sculpture, but later on we will show the details. But this, I think, is your early inspiration for Dakila, for your sculpture, no?
Yes. I've been doing such figure sketches for years already.
So the next picture is a bit intriguing because it's a bit religious. Has that got to do with any religious practice, or
Yes.
could you expound on this a bit?
Yes, I do meditation, and I was involved in a pranic healing group for 6 years when I was 24 years old.
What is pranic healing? Tell us a bit about pranic healing.
Yes, the word pranic comes from the word prana, a Sanskrit term, no? That means energy or vitality, globules, or in Chinese you call it qi, So it's the energy.
So yung parang chi or yung kumbaga, how you call this? Natural healing techniques.
It's a natural healing technique, but we deal with the chakras of the individual. So chakras naman are energy centers in our body. So the crown chakra, where you see there in the drawing yung rays.
This one, yes, this one, yeah. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Sandra, for that. But so you did some early sketches, and who were actually your early influences on painting? Because this one, the one you showed me, I see a bit of social movement, or who are among your the German artists that influenced your style?
First, when I was studying, learning, it was Katie Kollwitz.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
her works are very social and
I'll show some more pictures, yeah.
And political.
Okay, let me just actually I have to make a bigger picture. Yan. So sorry, I have nothing. I will just move forward. So yan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and then Joseph Beuys, of course. After college, I got a book about him, his social sculpture. He's also a conceptual artist, a social artist. Yeah. And I remember,
Joseph
he was
Beuys,
the one.
yeah.
Yes. And then he was the one who, while he peels the potato in their kitchen, he said, peeling a potato is like an art,
Well, he's, I think, well known as the man with a hat and the fisherman's vest. No?
Yeah.
And he is a much celebrated artist. And in fact, I remember last year, or was it 2 years ago, they celebrated his 100-year birthday, and they did an exhibit in the Staatsgalerie in Stuttgart. So that's Joseph Beuys. So those are among your early influences.
There were other more, like the Blaureiter, Gabriele Munter, Franz Marc. I'm fascinated with how they handle colors, so brilliant, vibrant. So, but the content, I think, is basically Katie Kollwitz's influence.
Okay, so let me just move on a bit. Okay, now I'm seeing some of your early sketches.
Yes.
But before I show that, let me just ask you, when did you actually arrive in Stuttgart? And in Stuttgart, in Düsseldorf. Yeah.
I first came here as a tourist in 1993, and then in 2004 I became a resident. And then I like Düsseldorf because of the environment, because everything is close by and it saves me time, in terms of commuting and all that. So it gives me more time for work. So and then also the landscapes here and the forest and the parks, and we are very close by the river Rhine, and I love going by the river, walking there. Eventually it got into my paintings. As anyway, my element is water,
Mm-hmm.
being a crab person.
So,
So
okay, July, celebrant ka rin pala. Okay, so let me just go back to the
yeah,
pictures, yeah. I have to, yes, because okay, let's move forward to the other page that we saw earlier.
yeah.
Where was this? Here, this one. Yes. So that one, that must be the
Yeah.
River Rhine.
Yes, and that's our Altstadt, our
I
famous.
was there. I went there
Yeah.
last time. And for those who wish to travel to Dusseldorf, I can tell you, I took the train, I think about 3 hours, but I never really felt like it was really boring because, the train passed through the entire stretch of Rhine where
Wow.
every 10 kilometers or so, you would see a castle. That was really an interesting stretch where we took, no? So and this one is still.
That one is a view of Makati City from Nagtahan, para Nagtahan Bridge. No? There's another bridge constructed beside Nagtahan Bridge, and I'm on the second bridge. So I took a photo of this view.
The new one, you mean?
Yeah.
That's where I pass from. I live in the Dimasalang area, and that's where I pass going to Makati. Used to pass. Okay, and the next one is.
And the next one,
Taal, I guess.
Yes, Taal.
Distinctly Taal. So, how do you call the strokes that you use here? So this is actually made of acrylic, right?
That's oil.
That's oil. Okay. Yeah.
Oil paint. The paintings you're seeing now, all the paintings there are oil. Oils.
But did you start with? What do you like to use the more oil or acrylic?
It's seasonal.
Okay.
So in oil, and then afterwards I shift to acrylic, and then I shift to oil, then I shift to watercolor.
But what's the advantage in using oil versus acrylic? I have no idea about painting, sorry. So pardon my stupid question.
Acrylic is faster to dry. Oil takes depends on the temperature outside, no. But the oil is thicker. It has more this kind of brilliance, no. But acrylic can also have that. Depends on the chemical or the malmetal that you use.
Yeah, well, I'm more familiar with acrylic because my son paints and I buy his stuff. So I know and I see it all over the house and clean the palette as well. Okay, so parang familiar to. This must be Pasig. Pasig River, no?
I love painting the Pasig River. Yes, that's a view of the Pasig River from Jones Bridge in Manila. Before you enter Chinatown, Ongpin.
Yeah. So you like hanging around bridges and painting over the bridge?
Yeah, I take photos. And then bring them here to Germany because it's my, I miss the Philippines very much, and I bring the Philippines here by painting it here.
Oh, okay din yung idea na yan, ha? I mean, take pictures. I remember we had a guest last year, si Miss Bingbing Angpayani. She was also telling us that she realized she has been doing nice pictures because in her mind, she's actually painting by taking those pictures, or probably trying to visualize it as a painting. So her ankles are also very artistic. Sorry. Okay, now this one is more like Germany, I guess, no?
Yes. That's in Himmelgeist by the Rhine also, and those are areas where we would walk, different areas in Dusseldorf. So I took a picture again and had the freedom to paint the colors differently, so.
Okay, well, seeing all those, I just wanted to find out, have you done exhibits here in Germany or more in the Philippines?
Well,
because I learned that you are coming to and from Germany and Philippines.
Yes,
So
yes. I've done more projects and exhibits in the Philippines than here. My first exhibit here was in 1998 at the in Oberhausen at the Kulturfabrik
oh,
in
okay.
Oberhausen, and then followed by some, but very few actually. And then when we created the gallery, Muti's Gallery, here in the area, that's where I exhibit na every year. And
So your
that's
gallery is your location now. So basically people come there and visit.
yeah,
Like I
and
did in July.
yeah, and then I have my little studio there for painting acrylics. So yeah, it's both a gallery and studio. Yeah.
So your gallery, well, in case the people are wondering, Sandra calls the gallery Muti's house, and I've been there. So those who have not been there, let me take you around. We have some photos of her gallery. So,
Yeah.
so
my prayer room, meditation room, yeah, my little library I have.
Okay, and then the next one is actually, how come I cannot go to the, it wouldn't function. I am trying to show the bigger picture, but it does not click. Wait, just a minute, Sandra. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to click on the. It wouldn't work. I don't know what's wrong. But earlier I was able to show the presentation, but now it doesn't seem. Well, anyway, you see the big picture. Okay. So this is your work area, I guess, no?
Yes, that's my work area. It's a small table.
And here I can see a lot of paintings. But how do you call this style of your paintings? It's a bit geometric. Is this your favorite style or?
At the moment, yes. Iba-iba. Kasi I can go into different styles eh. So
depends on your mood, I guess.
Oo, yeah.
So
geometric kasi I wanted to divide space. I wanted to have more space in my head, no, because we're cooped up, because of all the Reagan, and so I said I wanted to expand my mind by doing that.
If you said that your influence is actually Joseph Beuys is actually more into space and structure. So I can understand that you are also somehow like him, who is into structure. This one I saw. This is at the ground floor, right?
Yeah.
And
at the end is the meditation room, then the working table. Then
so I can see some women pictures, which we will probably see later on. Okay, this I guess is on the second level where I saw some of your wood sculpture.
Yes, those are sculptures made from poplar wood, which we had here in the garden, but one day it got kaput, so we had to chop it down, and then I saved the wood. And
so they all came direct from your garden and sort of how you call that,
reused,
upcycling. Yeah. Okay, well, that's a good way of saving the wood, no?
Oh, yeah.
And making good use of the natural resources.
Yeah.
So I like this kind of, I like this painting actually. Then we see more of your paintings also here on the couch, which where we sat on and took picture also.
Those are wood reliefs, linden wood. I used linden wood.
This one with the crown, this is also carved wood, right?
Yeah,
it's carved wood.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let me see. Let's just go there. The nature, no?
Yeah, so, that one is a combination of painting and sculpture at the same time, and nature into the painting into.
So yung nasa gitna is painting and the one on the side connecting are actually sculpture works, no?
Yes, freestanding sculpture.
Well, I noticed that you have a lot of paintings that are into landscapes, and then later on women. So why is that?
Yes, first women, because since I was 24, I was already a member of a women's organization called Kalayaan. And I've worked a lot with women NGOs, doing illustrations, posters, actions, no? So until I left for Germany, but I'm still in touch with them, and we still do some projects. My last exhibit there was in 2018. Also on the Women's Month. I always make sure I exhibit on Women's Month. Yeah.
Well, of course, that would be a good way of hitting two birds with one stone, no? Promoting your advocacy on women and at the same time, women in arts, no?
Exactly. And the nature, because we are part of nature. We cannot live without nature. We're vital with nature. So for me, with nature,
around it.
Yes, it gives me freedom, it gives me space, it gives me energy. Diba? When you walk in the forest, you feel refreshed and all that. So it gives you energy.
Oh yeah, especially here in Germany. Dito nga lang ako natutunan, sabi lang Spaziergang. So, pasyal-pasyal.
Yeah.
I never knew the word Spaziergang before, or maybe because we didn't really have a place to go walking around, except when we are in Baguio or
or sa parks natin sa Luneta or sa Quezon City Memorial Park, kaya lang.
Well, the parks that we know now are Greenbelt Parks and
kaya sa UP.
Bonifacio Global.
Yes. So, sa UP doon, marami pa rin puno.
UP grounds, that's right. Oh. So here I can see already a combination of nature and women on your paintings.
Yeah.
So, but then let me go over. I really like this kind of painting. So, if I may just go offline on our planned topic, I just thought about asking you: are these paintings for sale, or do you sell them?
Yes, I sell them, but some paintings are already like with my niece or are
like this ones, no?
Bought, yes, or were bought already. So but that one is with me.
It's new?
So my favorite. It's my favorite. Yes.
Do you have titles for your paintings?
Well, it's usually the titles would usually come in later. So
okay.
Times, yeah.
You just create, and then when you see it, that's when you decide.
I create intuitively. What's my gefühl, in my heart, and it comes out that. So.
Okay, so I just want to let the audience see some of your paintings. These are the later paintings you did, and you still have them with you.
Yeah,
so
this
sa
one
mga interesado,
on the left is flowers for mama,
this
and on the right side, and then
I
the right
like
side.
this. Oh, it reminds me of my mom. My mom, well, she passed away, but she would have been 80 in a few days. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So hint, I'm interested. so this one,
Three Sisters.
Tres Marias.
Tres Marias, yeah.
Okay, and then here is these are among your latest paintings, I guess.
Yes, that's the woman watching the moon. And I like creating positive images, also aside from the protest, the pain, but I also like I doing these pictures because it's more empowering, energizing, refreshing, gives us a positive outlook in life, makes you just love life, love colors, and makes you feel light. So I balance it, no?
You have everything there: light, colors, light and dark, and of course the nature and the women. Here you have another one with more nature inspired.
Woman relaxing in the forest.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's like women portrayed women has always been the favorite subject in paintings. Of course, there are also men. Have you done male paintings or also paintings that have male in them?
Mostly watercolor drawings way back in the 80s. I was then a teenager then. And then when I got involved with the women's movement, my consciousness has shifted.
Has changed. Okay.
Changed to supporting women and creating positive images of women, not just the naked woman and,
so there's your advocacy.
Yeah.
And of course, the gender consciousness and equality, So
yes.
It's always a prevailing topic on your paintings. Well, actually, Sandra, I was going to ask you, the women themes are also not just in your paintings, but also in your sculpture. So here we see some of your work. This one is, I think, in your garden, no? Is it still there?
Yeah, woman in holding a sphere. That one I donated.
A sphere? Already. I thought that was a small baby. That was my interpretation.
Well, why not? Why not?
Maybe because of the mother in me.
Yeah, exactly.
So here I also see a torso.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's a torso, but it's dancing.
But
therefore I called it dance.
Are these from both sides you can turn it around and see different pictures, or is this the front or back?
That's the front and this is the back, or that's the
I thought those are two
front
separate.
Okay. Because my idea is you can put it on the windowsill and you can see it.
That's great. That's actually a great idea, no? And you can always change depending on your mood. At first you saw the others present the one side and the next time the other. They think it's a different one, but it's the same thing. Well, for those who are actually from UP or have studied in UP, I'm sure you've seen some of her UP Los Baños and UP Diliman. I'm sure you've seen this magnificent sculpture work. So now you are finally seeing the person behind this sculpture. Yan po ay gawa ni Sandra. This one is in UP Los Baños, right?
Yes, the title is Annie.
Harvest or Annie, no? Harvest. As you can see, she has a bilao, I guess a bilao with some fruits on top.
Yeah, it's the harvest.
And there are four structures. Here's the other side.
It's a mosaic, by the way.
So all
those tiles were cut individually.
Oh my God. How long did it take you to do this?
Well, about 8 months, including planning, organization, then the working of it. No, but I had workers also, who helped me in some areas.
Okay. Here we can see some of those process. No, so first you begin with, I'm sure you draw a sketch paper, no, and then you do a model, a three-dimensional model.
Then we created the wire armature.
So the base, no, so that it's supported and it's and then what do you do? So you cement it. You make a cement
to make the form, to create the form.
And then here
I'm
so
putting
really,
the
piece by piece. Oh my God. So how many people all in all were involved, and how long did it take? You said 8 months, no?
This one is
this one is for Dakila. This one is for Dakila, the one in UP Diliman. So as you can see, it's right across the women's studies. So Dakila naman, how long did it take you to do this?
About 6 months, including meetings, planning, sourcing.
So pati yung flooring, no? Pati yung flooring, those are all mosaic.
Yes, all mosaic.
Oh, wow.
But the figure itself, ako lang mag-isa niyan ang pwedeng kasi I cannot teach the worker how to do it. But the flooring, yung worker yung tiler
sila
nagawa ko. Kasi I showed then inulit na lang nila.
Because I
Magaling
think there are still some mix of the orange, or is it the red, no, on the
the
bottom.
red,
So
the yellow,
yeah,
and blue for the
which is
Philippine flag.
which is of course the colors of the Philippine flag. And
Yeah.
I can see your pranic healing elements again
Influence.
on, yes, on the
Yes.
head, no?
Yeah.
Well, Sandra, how long have you been painting and doing sculpture all in all?
40 years.
40 years. What
40
sort
years.
of, para sa mga hobby painters or those who are maybe starting or have always wanted to paint and do sculpture, what would be your advice, or what sort of motivational message can you give them as a woman painter, sculptor? Yeah.
Well, creativity has many avenues, no? There's painting, sculpture, gardening, cooking, no? But if you choose painting, first decide na you really want it and you push yourself to start with it, yeah? Kasi malaking factor yung pagsisimula eh. We always tell ourselves we want to paint but you never start collecting your materials, etc.
Ouch! That's me.
But ang maganda kasi din sa painting na na-experience ko personally is that you learn a lot about yourself, and then it becomes to the point na it becomes meditative, no? Like when it becomes a meditative process, you relax, you distress, you enter into that silence. So may mga benefits siya, maraming benefits. Or you become more creative in your thinking or in problem solving, you don't live in a box, kasi with just even the mixing of colors, you have to think or play with the colors, no? So first is attend an art workshop, well, go to museums, develop your sense of sight or observation, read books, read up on arts, just expose yourself to many artists also. Ask questions, what technique, So parang ko ba autodidact ka na nun.
Yes.
So that's good also.
Actually, right these days there are a lot. I like Saturday. Marami na ding some Facebook page offering free workshops or free lessons to beginners, and I attended one last Saturday online. It was free. It was interesting. Like I learned a little bit about from the very, very simple thing of mixing colors, like what happens if you mix this and how you want to tone down the shade and all of that, no? And how to make shadows and it's a 2.5. I joined a 2.5 online course. It's evening and I was just sitting on my bed. And also to say that, like you said, set your mind into it and it's also meditative, like you said. You become more focused once you get started. Well, come to think of it, we probably know the likes of Fernando Amorsolo, Juan Luna, Benedicto Cabrera, or Ben Cab, Jose Moya, but only a few would probably know about prolific Philippine artists such as Pasita Abad, Nena Sanghil, Anita Magsaysay Ho. I don't know if you have even heard of their names, or the more contemporary Nona Garcia, who even she did, I think, 2 solo exhibits at the Philippine Embassy in Berlin in 2018. I think I remember seeing that posted on the website. So I think in general, that could be one of the women's agenda towards progress, no? To promote women in art. On that note, we would like to thank you, Sandra, for sharing us your beautiful paintings and your sculptures and taking the time to talk to us this morning. But before I end, those who would like or interested in buying Sandra's paintings, what can they do? Can they post comments here and contact you, or how would you like to be contacted?
Yeah, they can just post message in Facebook and I'll get in touch with them.
Okay, So, Sandra, maraming salamat.
Yes, thank you for having me. Maraming salamat din.
Yes,
Mabuhay tayong
yes, at maligayang araw ng kababaihan sa iyo at
yes.
sa inyong lahat dyan ng mga
Salamat.
nanonood sa amin. Magandang araw po ng Sabado at kita-kita po tayo ulit sa next episode ng Tao at Serbisyo, ang galing ng Pilipino.
Galing ng Pilipino, galing ng ating lahi na sa palad mo ipagpatuloy mo. Galing ng Pilipino, galing mong natatag ipagyamanin mo. Oh, 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 galing ipagpatuloy mo. Kaya hanggang ngayon, anumang larangan, lagi mong pinagtatagumpayan. Galing na yung taglay, sipag at karunungan, ating taas noong pag-iingatan. Ano man ang pagdaanan, kahit na anong hidwaan, tatapusin ng panalo ang lahat ng laban niya ng Pilipino. Sa dugo ko ang gamit kong talento, hindi ko sasayangin sa kung